The psalm for today is a psalm of David, Psalm 16. I'm going to walk you through the psalm. I'll be literally walking. Why? Well, one reason is I don't know how to pick the best shots, so I figure if I keep moving, there'll be a good one at some point. But more seriously, because I do this regularly. Why? Well, I get tired of sitting. Also, I was told by my mom that when you want to remember something, you have to use more of your senses. So she would say, hear it, see it, write it, remember it, or something like that. And there are other studies that point to the use of your body helping you remember. So if you're an actor and you remember your places on the stage, those cues, those physical cues help you remember. Or if you're studying in a specific place, conjuring up the memory of that place when you're taking the test is supposed to help you take that test. So when I'm walking up here in the sanctuary, I'm hoping that by moving while I'm reading, while I'm praying through the Psalms, that stuff will sink deeper into my whole being. There's another reason. It's because you, most of you, many of you, are creatures of habit. And so I know where you sit. And so when I walk the aisles, I can visualize you, and I can either in the language of the Psalms, or I can stop going through the Psalms, and I pray for you in this way. In this time, I should probably say something first before I get there. This is like take 17. I'm not very good at, there's that. So the Celts, they talk about thin spaces. These are spaces where people have for generations been worshiping, praying, and they believed that in these places God was experienced more readily, more fully. People had powerful experiences in these places because the veil between earth and heaven had been worn thin. Now, however you want to explain that theologically or psychologically, we can maybe go into that some other time. But I do know that there is some truth in terms of observation. Many of you, some of you, feel like certain places are better for worship. And certain places have to be kept sacred for worship. And so this is one of those spaces, the sanctuary. For others of you, that thin space is camp, Quino Hill. Or maybe it's not Whitewater. Maybe it's a church that you went to when you were growing up in another community. But wherever it is, we have physical attachments to places that are also then deeply ingrained in our own faith practice. And so at this point, while you are not here in this place, you're not able to be here in this space, I will do my best to keep the space here worn thin. And you have the opportunities in your own homes to work on a thin space, to work on a devotional space where you commune with God. Because, of course, it doesn't have to be here. Now, this is Psalm 16. Protect me, O God, for in you I take refuge. I say to the Lord, you are my Lord. I have no good apart from you. As for the holy ones in the land, they are the noble, in whom is all my delight. Those who choose another god multiply their sorrows. Their drink offerings of blood I will not pour out, or take their names upon my lips. The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot. The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. I have a goodly heritage. I bless the Lord who gives me counsel. In the night also my heart instructs me. I keep the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. Therefore, my heart is glad, and my soul rejoices. My body also rests secure. For you do not give me up to Sheol, or let your faithful ones see the pit. You show me the path of life, and in your presence is fullness of joy, and in your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Psalm of David. Thanks be to God. The Apostle Peter picks up this psalm in his sermon or his proclamation of the resurrection, his explanation for the coming of the Holy Spirit and the tumult that created. He picks up this psalm and interprets it as a messianic psalm, a psalm of resurrection. David looking forward to a son of David who would bring salvation to his people. Just another note on the psalm and a way in which I pray the psalms. There's the line of the holy ones, in whom is my delight. Now, when I pray it, I know that David's talking about pious people in his time, but I'm walking through the sanctuary. I'm remembering you. So my prayer is with you. And I think this will be the end of the service, and so I will give the benediction here. Hopefully we can edit it if that's not right. Now the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Go in peace. The Lord is with you. Amen.